Ever thought about what it's really like to live in Boston? Well, if you're thinking that it's all historical charm and you love cold weather and it's all about skiing and Cape Cod or the beaches, this video is not for you. After living here for 8 years, I can tell you it's no perfect city, but then again, what city is perfect? I would have to say, me and my family, when we relocated here, there were some things we wish we would have known, and there are some things that are some harsh realities that we figured out pretty quick. So I'm here to save you time and energy, and I'm gonna share with you 9 harsh realities of what it's like to live in Boston. Now, from its highs and its lows, from its world-renowned education to its traffic complaint, guys, it's a full gamut. But here's the thing, stay until the end because the things I'm gonna share with you today are not on the internet. I'm Katherine Kranenburg, and our 17 years of experience of helping home buyers and sellers, people relocating just like you, just like me, to the Boston area. You're gonna wanna know what these harsh realities are like and how that could impact you on your move to Boston. Like I said, if you're here for the first time, there's links below where you can contact us. My contact number is there as well. And if you're returning to this channel, what we wanna do is be a resource for individuals just like you who are looking to explore Boston. So let's dive in. The cost of reinvention, it's pricey, but you get what you paid for. Like I said in the beginning, there's highs and lows of living in Boston. You have world-renowned universities, you have a strong job market, and you also have the high cost of living here. Boston isn't cheap, but you're paying for a lot, right? You're paying for the history, paying for the charm, the lifestyle, the access. You're near New York, Philadelphia, access to mountains, New Hampshire, Vermont. Then you have the beaches on Cape Cod. There's a lot of things to have access to. Now, if you're looking to move here and you're renting, according to Boston.com, the average 1-bedroom apartment rents for $3,000 a month. Now, that's probably a 1-bedroom. But if we look outside the city, say you're a family and you're moving to this area. I live in the Metro West Boston part of Greater Boston, and I can tell you that a single family home easily will start you around $4,500. That's for a 3-bedroom. That also depends on what time of the year, but for the most part, what I'm going to say is rents are going up. That's just the economy of Boston. Boston is actually pushing some people out. When a 1-bedroom condo starts at $600,000 and 2 bedrooms often exceed $800,000, people want to move down to the south. The rise of remote work has been huge here in Boston. When you don't need to actually go into the office, going further out can be an advantage. Living an hour away is not so crazy here, but it comes with a price. Commuting, traffic, headache of all of that. If that's what you're used to and that's what you want, absolutely. Space and affordability means everything. And if you're only commuting a couple of days a week, it's worth it. But not everyone is leaving. Areas like southern New Hampshire are attractive. The South Shore has a bigger home options, but not everyone can or wants to leave. Though migration patterns are showing shifts, Boston being a global appeal will keep this city in demand. You're living in a top-ranked city with job opportunities, education, and culture. Here's a solution. You want to live close in Boston, live in the city. Look at neighborhoods like Dorchester, Roslindale, West Roxbury, even Everett or Chelsea. All of these areas have something that I think is really unique and can be economical depending on your budget, of course. But if you want more details around these neighborhoods, we actually have a relocation guide right here that you can download absolutely free. It's packed with information that our team put together for individuals like you who are moving, relocating. This guide is going to be really helpful for you. Also, Boston houses move fast, so you got to have a game plan. You need to get pre-approved like yesterday. Work with an agent who knows and understands the market, understands how to win in these bidding competitive markets. Our team is here to help you. We would be happy to walk you through what the process is for purchasing in the Boston area. We've helped hundreds of families across greater Boston and the city. Be happy to help you as well. Don't forget, if you want to reach out to us, I have the links below. You can reach out to us on the Calendly link. We can do a discovery call. No obligation. We'd love to just be a resource. If you've checked out any of our other videos on this channel, we talk about the lifestyle, we give market updates, we talk about neighborhoods. Want to be your realtor of choice when you're thinking of moving to Boston. And maybe it's now, maybe it's in a couple months, maybe it's a year from now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That way you don't miss our next video. Cost of reinvention may be pricey, but honestly, me and my family, we think it's worth it. City or the suburbs? This is a total tug of war. Which lifestyle fits you? Let's unpack that. Living in the city is fun, it's fast, it's lively, it's exciting, it's full of energy. Well, maybe not for everyone. If you love the convenience of walking out your door, having access to restaurants and parks, coffee shops, or walking to work, enjoying the energy of the city of Boston is great, but you're gonna have to pay for it. Housing is tight, spaces are small, parking is a nightmare. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. But living in the city can be great if you have the right budget and you don't wanna own a car. Public transportation is very reliable. They've got a really great bus system, so you can easily get around. A lot of things that not only we like, but clients that we have helped purchase in the city all like the fact that it's actually pretty small compared to other international cities. And being an international city means it's super diverse. There's lots of community events going on. You can always bump into probably someone you may know. And if you want more information on what the rents or house prices are like, contact us at the links below. We will be able to share with you what those neighborhoods are like. So what about the suburbs? Well, lots of advantages there. More green space, larger lots, more housing, larger houses, top-rated schools. The downside, longer commute, higher property taxes. Yes, taxes vary from town to town, and sometimes feeling like you're a little removed from everything that the city has to offer. The good thing about living in the suburbs is that there is public transportation that will get you into the city. Now, it's not the fastest and sometimes not the most reliable, but get to have a suburb feeling, a slower pace lifestyle in the suburbs. Everything is fairly close, so again, the most you'll ever probably commute is about an hour, and for the most part, maybe even 30 minutes. If you're on the fence, test it out. Hop on the commuter rail if you were looking in Natick or Needham, or catch the Green Line if you're in the Metro West, Newton area, or even the Red Line if you're in Quincy or the Braintree area, and check it out for yourself. Again, if you want more information about transportation and these options and commute times, again, relocation guide, it's free. All of that information is there for you. We've done all the research, so go and grab it. You can also find it in the links below. A recent Boston.com article that came out earlier this year highlighted that many people who move to the suburbs most miss the walkability, the culture, and the energy of the city. So there's a little bit for everyone, but the harsh reality is there are pros and cons to both. It's really gonna be up to you. And number 3, building a network in Boston. There is no harder city to break into, in my opinion, than Boston. It's not the most welcoming city, but to say that with the caveat that over time, it is the welcomest and truest friendships you'll find ever. What do I mean by that? If you're moving here, relocating here as an individual for a job, a family coming here for the first time, or you already live in one neighborhood and you're moving to another, there are some realities around this that honestly is really a universal kind of feeling. Take, for example, I was at an open house at a property in Needham. You can see this video here. And here I met a lovely couple moving from the city for more space, more bedrooms, having a family. She was from New York.
You could tell when we started talking that she had been here and lived here for very long. And I could tell that it was a little uncomfortable for her to share that. And I know this because I went through it myself. And when I meet people after moving here and I reconnected with my clients to see how they're doing, there's a similar sort of conversation. So if you didn't grow up here and you didn't go to college here and you're not living down the street from the house that you grew up in, there's a pretty good chance that you're gonna feel like an outsider at first. Boston has really strong social circles, but it doesn't always mean that you're gonna break into them easily. Maybe you're moving here and you're a family and your kids are going to the local schools. That's a really great way to integrate into a community. If you're moving here as a couple or an individual, there's obviously different community events in and around the neighborhoods that you're going to be living. Now, that's a given. The key here is to be proactive. There's tons of Facebook groups. There's Nextdoor. There's a wonderful Boston calendar that you can follow. And then, of course, my favorite is Let's Meet Boston. I found these sites really helpful when I was getting started as well here in the Boston area 8 years ago. Boston loves its alumni. Whether you're on the board of your school or you went to that college, you played on that sports team, or you had a job at that particular company, Boston loves its alumni, and mostly because the alumni love giving back. So starting over in Boston without connections, it can feel like an exclusive club where everybody already knows each other. When we first moved here, we knew no one. We had 0 contacts. We had no family, no friends, and no support system. Now let me know in the comments below if that sounds like you, because you're not alone. Boston is a networking city. There is literally something for everyone, whether it's education, sports, real estate. There are tons of social opportunities out there for you to grasp onto. There's events like the Boston Common. They have Friends of the Park. There's a gala or some sort of fundraiser almost in every community and every organization. If you want to learn more about those, put a comment below. I'm part of a variety of different networks because it's very specific, right? I'm happy to share with you some of my experiences as well. One thing about Boston though, and I'm sure this is like many cities, it's all about who you know. All right, well, Boston is very specific about that. For example, did you grow up on this side of town? Did you grow up on that side of town? Do you know Mr. and Mrs.? Oh, my aunt and uncle did this. Guys, it's true. I feel like there's movies around this as well. I'm gonna share with you a story that someone told me. When you move here, it's almost like you wanna wait for someone to invite you to coffee. And here's my suggestion, invite them. It's gonna take some time, but I promise you, this is a warm city that just takes a little getting used to. Besides, it's winter, 4 months of the year. Go figure. Finding your tribe. This is a tough one. Finding your people in the city that often feels divided by long-standing ethnic and cultural lines, and you'll see that also in the suburbs. When we first moved here, I didn't really feel like I fit in with any of the traditional cliques. And what I mean by cliques, well, Boston is tribal. There's a lot of different nationalities here. This all stems from way back in history, people coming over on the Mayflower, people moving here from different parts of the world. You have Irish, you have Catholics, Jewish, you have your Portuguese, you have your Italians. This city is made up of so many different nationalities, which is also why Boston is very attractive globally, and which is why so many people come here for world-renowned universities, and I stay here. So it's kind of a melting pot. As with any city, if you're relocating and moving for the first time, it takes time to figure out your lifestyle, your people. Maybe you like going to coffee shops. I always recommend going to coffee shops. You meet some of the most amazing people. Again, if they're chatty, which you hope they are, that'll make the process move a lot faster. Boston, I would say in general, people tend to stick to themselves, so it takes a little bit longer. It's not because they don't want to know you. Sometimes even my neighbors will say, well, we just don't want to inconvenience you. Well, inconvenience me, because I like to chat with people. This channel is also about helping you integrate into these communities and these neighborhoods by sharing our own personal experience and hearing from some of the people who also have found me on this channel, people that I've helped relocate in different areas and different neighborhoods in and out of Boston. Check out this recent article by Boston Globe that digs into how these cultural divides make it tough for newcomers. Here's what I always say. If you're new to Boston, you're an outsider. If you're from Boston, you're Bostonian. Eventually though, local events, genuine connections, you'll find your people. I absolutely believe in that. It may take a little bit longer, but I promise it's super rewarding when you do. The other thing that I love about this area that can be a harsh reality attached to finding your people is Porch Fest. There is music events all throughout May, June, July, all the different areas. You've got Porch Fest in Somerville in September. You've got Porch Fest in Newton. You've got all kinds of book events and outdoor concerts. Guys, there is a little bit for everyone. So again, it takes time. Let me know if this has been your reality living in Boston. Drop it in the comment below. And if you're here for the first time and you're relocating here, we have this wonderful relocation guide. It's absolutely free. You can download it, grab it from the link below, or click on this.
The harsh reality is that Boston is a very competitive housing market. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one either. We experienced it ourselves when we moved here. Most of my clients have been in multiple situations, multiple bid offers. So if you have been caught up in something like that, you can probably understand Boston, not just in the city, but also in its suburbs. So buying a home in Boston is not for the faintest of heart. And here's what I mean by that. This is such a competitive environment that you usually will see 3, 4, 5, even more than 10 bids on a property. Now, it all depends on the price point, and of course it depends on the neighborhood and somewhat of the time of the year. But since COVID, huge demand for houses and a shortage of housing. Even with new builds being built all the time, we're still playing catch up here. Maybe you come from a similar market. Maybe you're moving here from places like California, where the sticker shock here is probably not going to be as big, or you're coming here from Texas, where there's an abundance of homes being built. You're probably not going to find that much here, especially close in, but you will find some really good home builders, but not real big planned communities, unless you decide to do the 1-hour commute and go further out of the city. That's if you work in the city. A lot of people also move here for education, going and being a professor at one of these amazing universities. But here's what I'll say. If you have a plan, you stay patient, you work with the right realtor, you will find your dream home here in the greater Boston area. I have a client, he bid on 6 different houses. He had a very specific price point he wanted to be in, certain streets he wanted to be on, and he wanted public transportation. That was important for him. We adjusted to the market, we came up with a plan, and eventually we found the one for him. It's an amazing house. It was a great experience. The plan is always to make it smooth and enjoyable and have fun, right? Because the stress in itself can be overwhelming, but I promise you, you will reap the rewards. As competitive as Boston is, there's a house for everyone. You walk into a home, you can already see your furniture placed. You're seeing all the people come in and out of the open house. You know this is the one. You put in a strong offer, you find out there's 5 other ones there. This could even happen with rentals. I've seen it happen. But when you're purchasing, there's bidding wars here. Again, not gonna sugarcoat it. Cash offers do exist here. Writing offers without contingencies do exist here. That's just the harsh reality of our area. If you're purchasing a home, we got you. We've been through it ourselves. We've helped hundreds of families and individuals find, secure, and move into their dream home. And number 6, this reality is something that you'll experience as soon as you are in the area. Parking, public transportation, the MBTA, getting around without losing your mind. Yes, Boston's traffic is brutal, and the MBTA has delays. But here's the good news. You don't need a car every day in Boston. Did you know that Boston is probably one of the better cities for biking, walking, and public transportation? At least it's safer than New York, especially in Cambridge and Somerville. Lots of walking, lots of biking. There's actually really great bike lanes. Now, if you look at the geography of Boston, it's surrounded by water. There's actually ferries that can take you to and from the South Shore, and it can take you, honestly, all the way to Provincetown and the Cape. So some people actually work in the city from South Shore. They take the ferry. It's really easy, pretty convenient. Not a lot of cities can say that. Boston is one of them. If you're moving here and you're thinking that you're going to use public transportation, the MBTA is great, but also be prepared for delays, service cuts, outages. Boston has been voted the worst city for traffic. We placed 4th according to this article. Great thing about being in traffic is, well, really nothing. When you're considering moving to Boston, think about your commute, think about where you work, because biking and walking is great. Just factor in you're going to have commute time and you're going to consider perhaps biking to work. The city of Boston has actually done a pretty good job through Mayor Michelle Wu in improving parking and transportation challenges that they're having. One thing that's also something worth adding is there are EV chargers all around the city. So not only can you bike, take public transportation, walk, but you can also have residential parking and these other things. So number 7, you may be curious why people are not raving about the winters in Massachusetts. But let's just look at actually the weather in Massachusetts. The weather here is like a roller coaster. And one day you could be in a short sleeve shirt, and the next day you could be in hat and gloves. Just the other day was a great example. I was out touring some people at a new construction. If you guys want, you can go see this video here. The sun was shining, but it was super, super windy. The next day felt like spring. People were walking their dogs out in their gardens. But then yesterday it was just like raining and winter and coats. So it's so unpredictable. Not only is the weather unpredictable, but the seasons are too. Now you may come from an area like California where it's sunny all the time and the temperatures are amazing. Or you may come from the south where it's really hot and warm all the time. But here, so you need to know that in the spring, it's probably 2 weeks long. Spring can actually have snow, and you can actually have windy, rain, and also super sunny days. That may not be why you want to avoid Massachusetts, but let's be honest, there's definitely some hesitation for when people are relocating here. So do you live here already? Let us know in the comments below. Do you agree that it's a flip-flop kind of weather? We relocated here, and I will tell you, even though we knew about the winter, we did not know that it was gonna flip-flop so much. And number 8, guys, you're not gonna find this anywhere else, but the political heat and the rising energy cost here is no joke. I mean, this kind of goes back to the cost of living. It's a hot topic right now, especially with Mayor Wu being in the limelight from both a local and a national perspective. And Boston has been under the political watch eye due to these concerns. So I'm not gonna dive too much into why or how we got to this point, but I think it's worth noting that when you are moving here, reach out to us and let us know. Finding your community and building your connections. Guys, I cannot stress this enough, but when you're moving to a new area, and specifically Massachusetts, take it from me, we've gone through this as well. It is a journey, and it is an interesting place you will ever live. People from all over the world come here, they work here, they're studying here, they're from all different walks of life. It's so unique in that way. But a lot of people also like to avoid Massachusetts because this can be a place where it takes a long time. I won't sugarcoat that. It does take some time to figure out who your people are. Building your tribe in Boston is what some people would call a slow burn. Now, is that because you will probably meet more people that are from this area than you meet from people outside the area? Yes. Is it because there's so many different cultures here? Everyone kind of like sticks to their own and keeps to their own sort of cultural norms? Yes. Is it because Massachusetts, as friendly as they are once the slow burn is over, takes time to get used to? And that is also yes. And that's why this channel exists, because having relocated and moved here ourselves, having helped people just like you relocate here too, these are questions that I get asked a lot. Not only what's it like to live in this neighborhood, but also how do I meet people? Where do we go? And obviously there's Facebook groups and networking events. But when you're talking about truly building connections and building your community, there is a vibe into your tribe. And take it from me, once you make those connections, Boston is incredible. So here they are, the 9 brutally honest truths about starting over in Boston and why people avoid moving here. And if this video helped you face a little bit of reality of what it's like to live in Boston, please hit the like and subscribe button. You can also hit the bell. We put out new content every week, and you're gonna wanna come back because next week we are doing a tour of Somerville. And I can't wait to show you that neighborhood and this incredible new house there. And please don't forget to share this with someone who's considering a move here. And remember, whether you're starting fresh or just trying to find your people, this channel is here to help you every step of the way navigate what it's like to live, move, and relocate to Boston.